Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my podcast. My name is Lynette. Today we're going to talk about take a look at yourself. And I don't necessarily mean yourself, but I mean people who think perhaps you have changed, but they aren't looking at their actions that have made you make that change. I'm going to give you an example. I know someone who recently said, in fact, they posted it on Facebook in the form of a meme or something, that people that they don't really know anymore because they've changed. And I thought about it and I thought, I know this person very well that posted it. And this person has done things to me and probably others that would make you change the way you feel about them or the affection that you show for them. I talked about, I believe it was the last episode or the one before, about when you keep getting burnt, you don't keep touching that hot stove. Therefore, you want to stay away or perhaps even keep your guard up. So when they said this, they are not looking at what they do or what they've done to make the people that they love step back. And I want to talk to you about this, taking responsibility for not necessarily what you've done, but people in general. When they think that you've distanced yourself from them, they, you, I, whoever, needs to take a good hard look at themselves and what they have put out there to make other people want to take a step back. And if it truly is nothing, maybe it's something that the other person is going through where they feel they need to take a step back for that moment. I know I had a lady working for me for years, and I've gotten used to her. And in fact, it's funny how you don't realize how you don't like change until there is a change. So when she told me she was quitting and would no longer be working for me, I started to feel a void. I started to feel somewhat upset. And then I went to TikTok, of all places, and somebody was talking about how when somebody wants to go, when somebody wants to make a change, you need to let them go or you're disrupting their journey. That's the journey that they're on. And consequently, it changes and is necessary to change your journey. By her leaving me means I will hire someone else, therefore a new person will be in my life, new experiences. And listening to that made so much sense to me. It made it so much easier to let that person go because we don't want to stand in the way of somebody else's journey. And I think it goes full circle. The people that try to keep you, and sometimes by being annoying or trying to keep you 10 years old or keep you in your place, they are trying to stop any change from happening in their life. They're trying to stop you from being who you are, being your best self, to taking off and flying. But this little blurb on TikTok made me realize that it's necessary and we need to embrace that change. We need to embrace other people's journey and how it's going to affect our journey. And instead of being upset about it, we need to get excited about it, that a change is coming. I know we're currently living in a world where there's so much change, it's so fast, especially with technology. And the people that I've observed that have tried to stop it, try to dig their heels in and keep things status quo, are actually the ones that have the worst time. If you look at it and embrace it and accept it and get excited about it, then you're with the flow. You're not the person that's putting up the resistance, but you're welcoming the change. And yes, I realize with all change, especially with technology, there's good and bad, but that's pretty much in life in general. There is good and bad. And that's up to us to make good decisions and be knowledgeable enough to know the good from the bad. But going with the flow and accepting the experiences that we're having can put a whole new twist on it. It can make life very exciting. So rather than be in the place where you resist change, embrace it. That means your journey is changing. That means the other person's journey is changing. And embrace the new things that you're going to learn. I know I've been around people that I could tell that where they were in life needed a change. Rather than moving forward or reading what's necessary or listening to what's necessary or seeking the help that you need to move forward, they would substitute it with alcohol. But nevertheless, when you do that, it stops you from feeling that emotion at the time. But at some point, you're going to feel it. You're going to have to still make it through it. It just delays things. It's almost like when you have a pain in your neck, for example, and you take a Tylenol. The situation hasn't been taken care of, but you've taken something to temporarily reduce the pain, and that's what this person was doing. So if you embrace the change that's going on in your life, instead of saying, I don't like change, I don't want this person to leave me, you're going to have to face that at some point. And when people leave you, it doesn't mean they don't love you. You've got to accept their journey and get excited about the fact that it's opening space for you to meet someone else. And all things are for a season. It doesn't mean that people are going to leave you forever. It just simply means that they need to do what they need to do to grow, to make the most out of their life. Honestly, that speaker on TikTok made so much sense to me. I am shocked that I have never thought about this before. But by trying to stop someone from leaving or stopping them from getting new experiences, you are interrupting their journey, the journey in their life, and you're also interrupting the journey in your life. And after I heard that, it made so much sense. And it was so much easier to let that person go and wish them well. And I really hope that they find what makes them happy on their journey. And consequently, I need to be excited about my journey. Now I have the space where I need to fulfill it with somebody. And that's somebody who knows what they're going to bring to me in terms of knowledge, friendship, who knows. Sadly, I think certain people try to keep you as you were when they had the most fun with you. And unfortunately, lifelong friends in some situations try to keep you stuck in that 10-year-old person that they had so much fun with. And that's pretty crazy to be 40, 50, 60 and still act like that 10-year-old. And if you did do that, you're doing it to please this other person. And people, do not be people pleasers, because you will never find who you are. You will never be the best you. You will be the best that they want you to be. But you will never find who exactly you are. So unfortunately for them, we are not here to please anybody else. We are here to be our best selves. And in doing so, we actually have more to give by being our best than we would if we tried to be who we thought they wanted us to be. I think the best thing you can do as a friend to someone, and as them being a friend to you, is to support them in what they're doing. And I'm not talking about when they're clearly doing something wrong. We all know what to do about that. But I'm talking about in life, to support them in being the best that they can be And I think to be a really good friend is to be supportive. And if you have someone in your life that supports you, and believe me, it's rare to find someone, no matter how successful you're becoming, no matter how happy you're becoming, to find someone that is there to support you, or to find a group of friends, that would be what you would strive for. In life, we're going to have all different kinds of people in our life, but the ones who support you no matter what are the ones you really want to surround yourself with. And in return, you give that support back to them. I know quite some time ago, I was listening to Oprah Winfrey, and she was saying that everybody just wants to be accepted. And it's so true. We all have the same desires. We all have the same longings. We all have the same needs. No matter what our financial status is, no matter what is going on in our life, we all feel the same way. And I love that people, for the most part, don't put on airs anymore. They call it airing their dirty laundry, which is just fine because we all have dirty laundry. We all have good things going on. We all have bad things going on. We all have good moments. We all have problems. And instead of pretending that everything is 100% good all the time, but what she had said, for the most part, we all just want to be accepted. And that is so true. And I hope you keep that in mind when you feel a little bit of envy for somebody, what's going on with them, or you think they've got the world in their hand. I hope you remember that we all feel the same about everything. Maybe at different levels, maybe at different times. Maybe it's not the same thing, but we all have the same desire. But remember, everybody has a walk. Everybody is learning. Everybody is doing the best they can with the knowledge they have, no matter what their status is in any form, any shape. We all are trying to be the best that we can be. And in doing so, that's looking at yourself and doing what's best for you. Not what's best for anyone else, but doing what's best for you. And as I said before, when you can do that, when you can be your true self, when you can be in the present moment, you actually give to others more than you could have ever given them if you tried to be who you thought they wanted you to be. You've got to be you. You've got to be your true self. You've got to embrace life. You've got to embrace change. You've got to let people go. You've got to let them experience their own journey. You've got to let your journey happen. You've got to let your journey unfold. And look at it in a very exciting way. Not in a doom and gloom way, but very exciting. New things are coming. New things are happening all the time. Get on the bandwagon. Enjoy this thing called life. Again, I think the best thing we can do in life is not stop others from growing, not stop change, but be supportive of those that are growing, that are changing, that are going off in their own direction. And you'll be shocked how much more they desire to be around you because they don't feel judged. Everybody wants to be supported. And we'll get there regardless, one way or the other, without the support. However, what a lovely world, what a gift to have people around you that support you. I know some people are lucky enough to have been born with that support, but you can also support yourself. What we can hope for and what we can look for is people in our lives that do support us. That do support us. It doesn't mean we have to get rid of the others. It's just a lovely addition to have friends that support you and vice versa. What I would like to wish you all is that you have good supportive people in your life and that you will give others support without judgment. And whether that's immediate or not, We can be our own best support. When you live in the present moment, when you become your best self, you can give yourself that support. We don't have to wait for somebody to come into our life to give it to us. We can give it to ourselves. And if someone does come into your life, or someone's, that's all the better. But have you ever noticed that what you give off, you usually end up being around like and kind? So if you have developed into being a supportive person, rather of yourself or anybody else around you, you will probably come into contact with others that are supportive. So be your best self, and you will find like and kind. But again, don't make the change for somebody else. Be who you want to be. Be the person that you want to have others like in your life. You can be that to yourself. You can be that to others, and then you will attract others to be that way to you. And again, I'll refer to the last episode. It's not being selfish by any means, because you can't give to others if you're drained. And so once again, by being your best, being the person that you are meant to be, that you want to be, you will attract like and kind. But it starts with you. It starts with becoming your best self, becoming the person that you want to be. With that being said, I wish you all a wonderful week, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.